arms.
Hey guys, Corey here. I am with Dave from the Ontario Association of Police Educators. And Dave, tell us a little bit about this event here today.
So this event is all about putting together a conference. We do it every year. I think it's 29 years. We've been doing it since 1989. The conference is simply about bringing together a bunch of training police officers, some community college faculty, and some other frontline people. We're a nonprofit group that just puts together training. Our committee's built up of a number of different police agencies and community college faculty. For a lot of our attendees in this conference are training sergeants, or they run training units at the police services. So those people are in charge of purchasing for their police services. They want to see some of the stuff and get their hands on it.
Here with Taylor from Chimera. I mean, I've seen this guy everywhere. First time with Sportsman Show, TACCOM, FOC. I mean, Taylor's everywhere. But what Taylor does have this time around is system in the VR that is 2.0. So there's some developments going on. Tell us a little bit about what's changed with your system.
100%. So, you know, the previous version of this rifle we were working with was a standard real carbine that was adapted to work in VR. Didn't have any moving parts, didn't have any recoil. We lost a lot of that functionality and traded it to use a real firearm. What we realized with talking with some of the clients we're working with, or law enforcement military partners, we need to have recoil, and to do that we need to make a permanent modification. So it's not a real firearm anymore, it's an airsoft firearm that's converted to work in virtual reality, but the advantages are huge. It looks and feels exactly the same because it's real seal, and the advantages of having the bolt and the charging handle and recoil, it increases the realism a lot.
And I'm always keen to try this because it's something that's cutting edge. Chimera is always on some cutting edge stuff. And while this was being developed, we talked about some of the changes you wanted to do.
Yeah.
So to see the progression is absolutely amazing. And like he said, I feel recoil. And what's happening, what I'm seeing inside my sights is when the recoil comes up, I have to readjust or get acquisition of the target. So that's the biggest challenge I found, is I can't just dump the mag like first time around, it just stays level. This time I'm actually having to mitigate some of that muzzle flip or recoil.
The realism of that muzzle flip and making sure that it is as similar to 5.56 as it can be, so you do have those good habits that you've trained with on the range that you're building into the virtual environment. We're still looking for that.
So with those progressions in the 2.0, what's coming up in 3.0? We're gonna get some cutting edge information. What's going on, Taylor?
All right, so the scoop is shortly the headsets are gonna go wireless. So we're gonna start including an adapter with each kit, which makes the headset completely wireless. The new base stations and the new headsets, the 3.0 kind of edition, will be even more sensor capability. So a wider area where the field of view can be seen. So you now have, instead of a 15 by 15 box, you have a 30 by 30 box, wireless, which you can move and shoot in. So it's gonna start increasing. Eventually, we won't need a movement button. We won't need to have this kind of artificial method of getting to and from places or moving around a vehicle. We'll just walk, we'll shoot, we'll move. The last piece I would say is, this will be helmet mounted shortly. So we're gonna have a standard NVG mount capable headset, so that we can slap it right into the shroud we normally use with our NVGs, flip it down, flip it up as necessary.
And the thing that's really exciting about that is we saw earlier there was a gentleman who was right immersed into this whole environment, and he saw he was about to start running, and you grabbed a hold of him because he was tethered by the cable.
Right.
And when we do that in wireless, that is going to be absolutely mind-blowing. And the idea is to try to make this as realistic as possible, and I think you're really on your way.
Thank you so much, Corey.
Taylor, always a pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Can't wait. Call me when 3.0 is out.
Okay, sounds good.
The trade show's always been a popular event for our people, and we try to mix and mingle it through the day, where they come out of the classroom for a bit, come to the trade show, look around, try some things on, talk to some vendors, and hopefully make some connections with industry.
We're here with Steve from Kodiak Defense. Steve, you've had something to showcase here today. What was it?
We were showcasing our new patrol vehicle, and we're letting some of the officers take it for a ride and show it off a little bit, its capabilities.
And what are some of the unique things that you guys have in terms of that vehicle itself? I understand there's a civilian application, but there's also a police application as well.
Yeah, so the vehicle comes, it's a 400cc two-wheel drive. It goes about 70 kilometers an hour. It comes outfitted with lights and sirens, racked for a rifle. It can be kitted up with, you know, auxiliary fuel tanks, med kits, defibrillators, you know, you name it, we can kind of get it on there.
So not just particularly for police or civilians, you can also have it for all the emergency services, outfitted for modularity of whatever they need.
Yeah, absolutely. We could do a EMS version, you could do a Parks and Rec version, you know, pretty much whatever will fit the needs for something that's not on the road, but not off the road. Both, right? That can go kind of wherever it needs to go to get the job done.
And my understanding is that one of the unique things about this is price. It's super affordable. What is it kind of like all kitted out for police?
Kitted out for a police vehicle, lights and sirens, signage, C8 rack ready to go, $10,000. That's the cost for the vehicle. So
that's actually pretty incredible. And for those guys who just say, hey, this is a cool vehicle, can I get one without the lights and sirens?
Yeah, definitely. No lights and sirens, no police signage, no rack for a rifle. You're looking at about $7,000.
All right, well, I don't know that I have a need for one, but I'm going to find a need for one. Steve, thanks. Pleasure as always.
Thanks a lot.
I am here with Mario from Northwind Services. A Milo Range is a police and military level simulator.
The system is used by about 25 installations around the world, just about the who's who in simulator training. Its major strengths are basically found in developing judgment, providing effective interactive capabilities like voice recognition, as well as just about every conceivable weaponry and defensive tool you can think of.
We're about to do a live simulation right now. I've got the simulated C8 with me here. And Mario, what is it that we're going to do right now?
We're going to go through a room clearing exercise. It's a relatively short exercise. It's more military oriented, a little specific in the sense that it's meant to depict the Middle East situation. See how it goes, and good luck to you.
All right.
No, it's okay. I'm helping with this. It's okay. My name is McHugh. It's okay. I'm helping you.
So the lesson there is you never know what's going to end up happening. You're in a real tough decision-making process. Do I shoot the guy if he does have a bomb, because I've been told that there's bombs in the area and a bomber? If I do shoot him, does he have a dead man switch and it's going to explode anyway? And the common wisdom is if you're in a situation where you're exposed to uncertainty, but you have good information intel that's telling you that there's a high-risk situation, you shoot first.
In that scenario, I think I pulled the trigger maybe a hair after the explosion, but just that's a hair too late. And this is a perfect example of why these situations and simulations are so relevant to things that we see on a day-to-day basis. Do you have something else in the way of maybe multiple engagements?
Sure. But I'll give you ones that look like obviously hard ones to me. It's a balloon shoot.
Okay.
To quote a famous philosopher, that was damn good. That was damn good.
That was challenging.
There's about 1,000 scenarios that come with the system out of the box. Each one of these are modifiable by the customer. Scenarios are routinely created by customers to meet their specific training requirements.
People want to know more about what it is you do or get involved. How can they find you?
Yeah, we've got a website that's very well put together at ope.org.
Dave, thanks so much. Pleasure.
Excellent, thanks.
And so you don't miss out, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to us on youtube.com. This is Coat of Arms.